"Here we go! This is just what we need," interrupted Scuffney from a far corner of the building. She was standing in front of a huge wardrobe with a substantial coiled rope hanging on one doorknob. Lou pulled roughly at the weighty line, but as the doors swung open she recoiled in shock. Two scruffy men burst forward, fiercely eyeballing the horrified youngsters before one began to speak.
"What are you two kids up to? Don't you know this is private property?"
demanded a tall, thin man. He brushed past Harry, kicked the shed door closed, and stood against it with his arms folded.
"Right, Bill, tie 'em up,"
he snarled. The stocky, short man grabbed the rope. "Why do you want to do that?" asked Scuffney in panic. "We're not doing any harm. Just looking for things to take to our hideout among all this stuff. It was left here years ago, so it's not stealing." Harry kicked Scuffney and rolled his eyes.
"Ah, yes, we heard you kids talking about that lime pit while you sat eating our plums before. We were going to forgive you pinching our grub, but the trouble is you came back. If you'd have stayed in that kid's den of yours, you'd have been safe. But now you've seen us, and we can't let you go off and tell someone, can we?"
Ina stepped forward boldly. "But we aren't going to tell anyone, because we shouldn't be here either. This isn't our farm. The four of us were exploring. Let us go. We won't say a word so long as you don't shop us either," he pleaded. The tall man beckoned the stocky one, Bill, over, and they muttered slyly in low voices for a few minutes. Then Bill turned around.
"You already know my name, so there's no chance of release. Follow instructions and it won't be a problem. We just need to keep you stum till tonight. By then we'll be out of here and long gone. Now, put your arms together, there's good boys. I'm going to tie you in a chain so that no one can run off."
Bill bound their wrists tightly, allowing about 2 meters of slack between each one.
"Right, now show me where that hole in the ground is, because it's into the pit of doom for you lot."
He erupted into cackling laughter and jabbed at Harry brusquely.
"Lead the way,"
he grunted, ushering him out of the door with the others trailing behind. The tall, thin man gripped the rope's tail, completing a conga-type procession. As they weaved through thick brambles, Scuffney spoke to the stocky one. "Whatever you may have done that forced you to resort to this will only be made worse by not letting us go."
"We can't risk getting caught in possession of stolen jewels now. We've served our 10 years already," he said sternly.
A few minutes later they arrived at the lime kiln, and both convicts peered over into the abyss, smirking. The Weasley one flicked the rope and belched out instructions.
"That'll do nicely. A perfect spot. You kids climb down one by one. There's plenty of slack. Remember, you've no need to panic. We just need you to stay out of earshot for a few more hours. By the time your family comes searching later on, you can shout as loud as you like. We'll be long gone by then, and rich too. All you have to do is stay calm in that pit for a short while."
The young gang climbed down their makeshift ladder in silence. The branch bowed almost to breaking point under the weight of 4 bodies, but eventually 8 feet had stepped off the bottom rung, and 8 frightened eyes stared up from the mossy-bottomed orifice. The horrid men pulled up the branch quickly, and after glancing back into the chasm, shuffled away laughing. As their voices faded, they could be heard bantering. "Let's get the rest of the stash now. I waited a long time to get my hands on our 400 grand's worth of gems. 10 years we've been banged up, but at least now we can afford a bit of luxury. And to think them jewels have been safely hidden under a tree root by the pond all those years. Probably had dozens of fishermen sitting on 'em, keeping 'em warm like hens on eggs, without any clue that a full bag of treasure was only inches away," guffawed the other voice. "It was a good idea dropping those kids down that pit. They'll never be able to climb out. Don't need to worry about that. I reckon we're home and dry." The voices gradually became fainter, until altogether inaudible.